Hi, my name is Robin Wong. I'm a photographer based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I have with me the Panasonic 15mm F1.7. And I want to talk about why this is my new favorite street photography lens. Let's do this! Before we start, I just want to clarify a few things. Recently, I've got these comments saying, Robin, welcome back. Robin, I'm glad to see you making videos again. Robin, where have you been all this time? Guys, to be honest, I feel really strange reading these comments because I've not stopped making videos. I've been releasing new videos at least once, sometimes twice a week, consistently for the past 3 or more years. I've also gotten comments like, Robin, welcome back to Micro Four Thirds. Robin, welcome back to Olympus system. I have never left. I never jump shipped. I've never switched systems. Micro Four Thirds have been my main workhorse since day one, and I still use Micro Four Thirds system, my Olympus OMD cameras or OM system cameras now for my main photography jobs and also for my personal projects. Of course, as a photographer, I'm curious about other cameras. That's why I've been exploring some older cameras, not only just to make content on this YouTube channel, but also to satisfy my own curiosity on some of the older DSLRs or smaller compacts. Hey, I'm a photographer. I love all cameras. It's like ice cream. Why just limit yourself to one flavor? There are so many different flavors to choose from and try. I have talked about this Panasonic 15mm F1.7 lens before. I'll put the link to the video up here. Please check it out if you have not done so. Basically, I have 2 reasons to get this lens. Number 1, this is one of my main lenses that I use to produce videos for this YouTube channel. The main lens is the Olympus 45 f4.8, which you are seeing now shooting me talking to the camera, where I get nice blurry background. And this Panasonic 15mm F1.7 is the lens that I use for everything else, for environmental shots, for close-up product shots, for anything wider, and of course for B-rolls. I find this lens to work really well for that purpose. Of course, the second reason why I got this lens is for street photography. Before I talk about why I love this Panasonic 15mm F1.7 so much for street photography, let's look at some new photographs that I've shot with this lens. I find that this Panasonic 15mm F1.7, it has the right focal length for wide-angle street photography. If you look at the popular street photography cameras with wide-angle lens, like the Ricoh GR3 or the Leica Q-series cameras, they all have 28mm or equivalent lenses on them. While this Panasonic 15mm lens is not exactly 28mm equivalent, but it has 30mm, which is quite close, and I find it works really well for what I want to do for my wide-angle shooting. I understand there is an alternative from Panasonic as well, the 14 f2.5, which gives you an equivalent of true 28mm lens, but that lens is too slow in autofocus and it has severe purple fringing issues. To be honest, this 15mm F1.7, the image quality, the sharpness, the bokeh, it just blows the 14 f2.5 out of the water. There are other options, of course. There's the Olympus 12 f2, which gives an equivalent of 24mm. I think that's a little bit too wide for street photography. For me to compose comfortably, I find that this 15 f1.7 works much better. And then there's the Sigma 16 f1.4, but let's not go there because that's getting too far away from 28mm. So overall, for a prime lens, for a single focal length, which is about a wide angle coverage, which is close to 28mm equivalent, I find that this Panasonic 15 f1.7 to be the best option out there. have some audio problems here. The insects are screaming in the background, and I see that some workers, they're about to start blowing leaf. But anyways, the shoot has to go on. I really like the images that comes out from this Panasonic 15mm F1.7 lens. Shooting at wide open f1.7, the lens renders very sharp images, full of fine details and very good contrast. The images look lifelike, and they are very close to what I remember seeing in reality. Perhaps that's the main issue why I don't like the Olympus 17 f1.8 lens. I just can't quite put a finger on what's wrong with that lens. The images it renders, they're just not proportionate, it doesn't look natural, and they don't look like what I remember seeing in real life. I don't know what it is, what the issue is. Maybe it's due to excessive distortion correction. Maybe it's due to some of the issues that I cannot even explain. But shooting with this Panasonic 15 f1.7, I encounter none of these problems. The images come out looking natural, they look proportionate, they look like the way they're supposed to look like, and they are very close to what I remember seeing in reality. So that's the reason why I prefer shooting with this Panasonic 15. I understand it's not fair to compare the Olympus 17 to this Panasonic 15 because the Olympus 17 is closer to a 35mm lens. This Panasonic is closer to a 28mm lens. You compare a 35 to a 28, it's like you're comparing oranges to cats. They are just very different focal lengths. But having said that, I just love how this Panasonic 15, it renders really natural and true to life looking images. In terms of lens flow control, there's nothing to complain about this lens. They're very well managed. I don't notice any distortion. I don't see any corner softness or flare. They are very well controlled. The only issue that I must say is the purple fringing. In high contrasty situations, you may get some purple fringing, but it is not too severe, and I think it can be easily fixed in post. Overall, I enjoy the image quality that comes up from this Panasonic 15mm lens. Another reason why I love this Panasonic 15 f1.7 for street photography, the lens is so small, so compact, and so light. It weighs only 115 grams. That's like the lens weighs nothing at all. Because it is so small, it fits the smaller cameras really well. And I want to use smaller cameras for street photography. For example, the Olympus Pen EPL7, this Olympus EM10, or the Panasonic GM1. I remember this Panasonic 15 f1.7, it was launched together with the GM1 being the world's smallest interchangeable lens camera. I know, every time I said it's the world's smallest interchangeable lens camera, people will say, no, the Pentax Q is smaller, no, the Nikon one is smaller, no, this is smaller, but guys, if you really check the dimensions, that Panasonic GM1 is the world's smallest interchangeable lens camera, even in comparison to Pentax Q or Nikon 1 system. Trust me, I'm not wrong with this. So fitting a small lens on a small camera, it just works so well. I can move on the streets freely, I can be more agile, it doesn't strain my wrist, my shoulder, my neck, whatever. It is just so much easier to handle, I can be quicker, and the handling is better as well, rather than using a small camera with a larger lens. That's all I have to share about why this Panasonic 15 f1.7 is my current favorite street shooting lens. I'm doing more and more wide-angle street shooting recently. I just find this lens working so well for my needs. What is your wide-angle street shooting setup? Please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you've enjoyed looking at my photographs, or if you've learned a thing or two from this video, please consider buying me a cup of coffee or you can contribute directly to my PayPal. Links in the description below on how you can do that. Any small contribution goes a long way. It will definitely help me to continue making more content and publish them right here. Until the next one, please go out and take more photographs. Bye-bye.